We'd all like to see a break from the rain, and we do have that in the weekend forecast, but the rain will return quickly. I'll let you know the timeline coming up.
All of this wet weather is causing headaches for homeowners.
Mold growth can grow in as quick as 2 days, or it may take 2 months.
Find out what your insurance policy may not cover and how it could leave you with a hefty bill.
Plus, Good Samaritans stop and save a jogger, and it's all caught on camera.
Live from Wish TV's 24-hour News 8, this is Breaking News.
Good evening. Tonight, people driving along I-65 are dealing with a messy, unpleasant surprise after a paint spill.
Yeah, just take a look at this picture. Viewer BJ Robbins sent us this photo after driving near exit 99. That's near the Marion County, Johnson County line, and that's where we find 24-hour News 8's Jeff Wagner live tonight. Jeff.
Yeah, we're live at the Shell gas station right off of the Greenwood ramp. So before we show you the actual paint on the highway, we want to show you what it did to some of those cars. This is the back of a black SUV, and you can see that yellow paint splatter all the way up over the back windshield. And if we come down here by the wheel well, you can see just how much paint was spilled and how much splattered. I'm going to touch it real quick. It's not even showing up on my fingertips. It's already dry, and this is just one of several vehicles, several drivers who got off on the Greenwood ramp. Here's another car that dealt with some of that paint. According to Indiana State Police, this happened when the hose on a lane striping truck ruptured, spilling that yellow paint all across the far right lane in the shoulder in the southbound lanes just before the Greenwood ramp. And we have another car here dealing with those same problems. You can see it in the tread of the tires and again in the wheel well. And the driver of this car, Diane Morris, was about to exit in Greenwood anyways, but dealt with this issue, and she's joining us now. Diana, sorry about your car. Tell me what happened.
I was driving southbound on 65 past the county line exit, and a city truck full of paint exploded, and I was going to exit off the exit, and when I got to the bottom of the exit, I looked in my rearview mirror and saw that my whole back end was all yellow, and I got off the exit and I panicked. I didn't know what else to do. When you were driving, could you feel as though you were driving on wet paint? Was it slick or anything like that? It was a little slick. When you got over here, it wasn't just you. You started to see several other people going through this problem. What's it like to see at least half a dozen cars with the same issue? Oh my gosh, I feel sorry for them. I really do. I mean, I got out and I started saying, what are we going to do? We need to call somebody now. Of course, and as we're talking to Diane, you're seeing video of that paint that's been splattering, pooling on the side. Any idea of what you guys have done yet? I heard you have tried to call police, things like that. And a couple people have called insurance companies and tried to make insurance reports, and I'm calling my insurance company tomorrow morning. Again, sorry about what happened and best of luck going ahead. Again, that's Diane Morris here out of Greenwood, one of several drivers, up to 20, according to Indiana State Police, who drove through this wet paint that spilled out of a lane striping truck when the hose broke just north of the Greenwood ramp along the southbound lanes of I-65. We're going to stay here a little bit longer and talk to some of these people, learn what happened to them, and any more updates we have, we'll be sure to bring you on 24-hour News 8 and on wishtv.com. Live in Greenwood, Jeff Wagner, 24-hour News 8.
From Wish TV's 24-hour News 8, this is Breaking News.
That breaking news tonight, 2 people in critical condition after an accident on the east side. Fire officials say 2 vehicles collided at 19th Street and Ritter Avenue around 9:30 this evening. Right now, we're getting very few details, but officials say the accident is under investigation.
And a police chase that spanned 2 counties ended with 3 people under arrest. Brownsburg police tried to stop a vehicle after a theft at the Walmart store in Avon. That led to the chase onto I-70, eventually moving to downtown Indianapolis. The chase ended at Vermont and Fleming on the west side near Thatcher Golf Course. Investigators said 3 people, 1 male and 2 females, are now in custody. We'll bring you updates on all of these breaking news stories as we get them here on 24-hour News 8 and on wishtv.com.
There's no words, no feeling that you could ever feel. It's the worst thing that ever will be felt in life for me.
Family and friends preparing to say goodbye to a Pike Township football player after he collapsed at practice earlier this week. Funeral arrangements are now finalized for 14-year-old Colin Kelly. Families say the offensive lineman for Pike Township was taken to the hospital where he later died. 24-Hour News 8's V. Wynn talked with his father about his son's tragic death. V.
Lori, it has been a very emotional and painful week for family and friends of Colin Kelly. His father tells me his son was perfectly healthy and had no medical problems. At this time, they're still not sure what caused the 14-year-old to collapse. Tonight, Christopher Kelly is relying on his faith and prayers to get through this difficult time. Kelly says his son Colin was at football practice on Monday at Pike Township. He thought everything was going fine until he received a phone call saying his son had collapsed and was not responding. The soon-to-be sophomore was taken to the hospital but died the next day. Kelly says doctors told him that his son had a body temperature of 105 degrees. Doctors believe he may have died from a heat stroke. Kelly described his son as a loving and good kid who never caused any trouble. Even though he loved playing football, his father tells me his son had dreams of becoming a video game designer.
He was a perfectly healthy boy. He didn't have a sick day in his life. He always happy. Every morning, get up, you know. I never would have dreamed this would happen. It just came out of nowhere.
At this time, the family tells me they won't know for sure what caused Colin's death. They still have to wait for the toxicology and autopsy results to come back, and I'm told that could take anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks. As for the funeral, the viewing and service will take place next Saturday at Good Samaritan Baptist Church on the east side of Indianapolis. For more information, you can go to our website, wishtv.com. V. Wynn, 24-Hour News 8.
Such a sad story. Thank you, V. Tonight, we have seen some activity outside Jared Fogel's home for the first time since Tuesday's raid. We don't know who that is. We don't know who pulled in and out of the garage tonight. It happened just within the last couple of hours. Now, Tuesday's raid was part of a child porn investigation. The former director of Fogel's charity, the Jared Foundation, was recently arrested and charged with 9 felonies related to child pornography. Fogel has not been arrested, and no charges have been filed against him.
In Muncie, a driver is facing a drunk driving charge after his vehicle struck a moped from behind. Police say the teen driving the moped, 18-year-old Mason Wolf, died. His moped got stuck in the front of the vehicle. He was drug about 500 feet in the area of Cornbread Road and Tillotson. The driver of the vehicle, Benjamin Brand, is facing an operating while intoxicated charge. The 24-year-old was convicted of driving while intoxicated in 2012. Even if your home escaped flash flooding, that doesn't mean that you're free from water damage. We've got pictures. A home had rainwater seep through a window well. It's a common issue that has Ameristore crews working nonstop this weekend. To avoid seeing your basement look like this, Mike Adams says keep drains in window wells clear and make sure your gutters aren't clogged. And if it does happen, make sure your insurance covers it.
One of the most important things you want to do is check with your insurance company and make sure you have backup sewer and drain coverage on your policy. If they don't offer it, go somewhere else.
Adams says this dry-up job cost the homeowner almost $1,500, but he says it's better to pay the price now rather than let mold grow.
Well, just in time for the weekend, we're finally getting a break. Storm Track 8 meteorologist Rob Ellis is here with just how long we get to stay dry.
Well, not very long, but any break that we can get is going to look okay. And I like to bring you this satellite and radar that's quiet, just a few clouds, and I think we could even have a little fog overnight. But you see, there's nothing major moving our way at this time, so it means it's going to be a relatively quiet night. Watch out for that patchy fog. 64 overnight. Coming up, we're going to talk about a little bit of that morning fog, who's going to have the best chance of seeing it, when the rain returns, and some warmer days ahead. I'll show you coming up.
New tonight, the Republican field for president is about to get even more crowded. Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker tweeted an image today that stated he's running for president. Now that tweet has since been deleted, and Walker's campaign would not confirm if it was an official announcement. But Walker is expected to announce his political plans on Monday in Wisconsin.
Lots of people are asking Mayor Greg Ballard what his next move is since he's not running for re-election. He said after the RFRA fight, he's still being asked to run for governor. Told me he doesn't know what he'll do, but for the next 2 or 3 years, it's not likely to be politics. And he said RFRA posed a challenge to his efforts to attract people to Indianapolis. For now, though, he thinks Indianapolis is okay.
So the effect, if there's going to be one, might be a few years down the road, but I think in the short term, despite what was going on, I think we kind of saved it.
Ballard said his main job is to make Indianapolis an appealing place for talented people. Now, though, his long-term concern is maybe there are convention planners out there who decide not to talk to Indianapolis when they might have talked to Indianapolis before RFRA.
Social networking is helping the Carmel Fire Department locate a few Good Samaritans. They helped save a man's life when he collapsed during a run on the 4th of July.
Very interesting story. 2 of the volunteers have been identified, but Laura Kennedy says they hope you can help them find the 3rd.
That's right. Well, behind me is the Facebook page for the Carmel Firefighters Union, where they first posted this surveillance video, and they also posted these pictures of the Good Samaritans. This is video from that day. They just released it to us today. It shows Jeffrey Robinson collapse on the grass. Yesterday, we told you about the first person they identified, Alta Skelton. Today, they found the second woman in that picture who helped, Yurga Tretenko. A coworker saw her photo on our website, wishtv.com, and told her to call the fire department. She's flattered at the thank you from the firefighters, but she wants to make sure the attention is now placed on increasing awareness for the benefits of knowing CPR.
I think it's a great opportunity for people to become aware that they do need CPR training. You never know who's around that corner that may need your help.
And Tretenko is a cardiac nurse. Skelton, a nurse practitioner. Tretenko told me, quote, "It's strange how things work out like that." She wasn't even planning on running that race. She actually just signed up the night before. Right place, right time. Now, firefighters are still looking for the man who also helped the 2 of them. We don't know his name, but Yorga thinks he was a doctor. If you recognize him in this picture, you're asked to contact the Carmel Fire Department. And they want to have a ceremony to thank them and then reunite them with the man that they saved, who is at home and resting and doing well. Laura Kennedy, 24-Hour News 8.
Amazing, that much expertise in one place.
Absolutely.
Now, until the cows come home, that's the old saying. They used it in Westfield's police department on the 4th of July. See what happened there.
And the Indiana Pacers put the finishing touches on Summer League play today. The highlights coming up. In Westfield, some 4th of July party crashers caused quite a scene. The police say they got a call when some nearby cows got loose and ended up in a front yard. Officers rounded up the cattle and tracked down the owners. All the cows went home safely. Westfield police posted photos to their Facebook page. Their fans are having a field day, posting comments like, "We heard there was a barbecue," and "Who let the cows out?"
That's cute.
You can leave comments on our Facebook page too. Just search for Wish TV.
Isn't that fun? And just imagine how different that would have been a few days later when it was rainy and everything was muddy.
They probably just wanted to get out and enjoy the sun.
sunshine. Yeah.